The Arcturian Group. Channel, Marilyn Raffaele. Welcome, dear ones. Know that you are loved and supported not only by your guides and beings in the higher realms but also by many from other planets who are cheering you on as they observe and learn from Earth's ascension process. Never doubt that all is proceeding according to plan. Much of today's confusion and chaos is a reaction to the breakdown of long-held but fast-becoming obsolete systems of healthcare, education, government, organized religion, and tradition. Many familiar systems are, and will disappear in their present form because they are out of alignment with the high-frequency energies now flowing to Earth from the higher realms as well as from the increased presence of evolved states of consciousness on Earth. Dense energy has no reality, in, and, of itself. It is simply a conditioned version of the one and only energy. Divine consciousness. Low resonating energy automatically dissolves in the presence of high-frequency energy simply because it is not sustained or maintained by divine law. It is like balancing your checkbook correctly after a time of doing it incorrectly. The incorrect totals don't go anywhere, they simply no longer exist. All humans, even those spiritually evolved, are programmed to some degree by the third-dimensional world because Earth and her people live in the energy of a collective consciousness of separation that promotes humans as being nothing more than physical bodies subject to and needing protection from disease, accidents, inabilities, lack, limitation, and dangers of every sort. World appearances testify to duality. Lucky, unlucky, sick, well, intelligent, stupid, holy, sinful, lovable, non-lovable etc. Appearances also testify to separation, that some people, animals, plants are of less value than others, and that skin color, gender, or appearance is important in determining this. God is a faraway God that must be coerced, begged, or contacted in some way, preferably by the intercession of someone on the other side considered to be holy. The ascension process is bringing an end to much that has become familiar and accepted. Centuries of old programming is surfacing both personally and globally in order to be recognized and cleared. You may experience long-forgotten but remaining pockets of old energy manifesting physically, emotionally, mentally, or even spiritually in one form or another. Without even realizing it, you may find yourself slipping into judgment, criticism, and activities of separation that you thought you had evolved beyond. These experiences can leave you feeling guilty and wondering if you are spiritually failing. No, dear ones, evolution does not and cannot go backward, but because the world is presently experiencing a time of intense energy cleansing and clearing, even the tiniest amount of conditioned energy you may still carry is going to manifest. Some are choosing to act on and run with old energy while others are learning and spiritually evolving from it. Never condemn yourself if you find you are criticizing, judging, being negative, promoting old concepts, or falling back into negative habits you thought you were long done with. Recognize these experiences as impersonal, expressions of old energy not yet cleared from your consciousness. Without resistance or giving them power, simply say to yourself, "Oh, you again," know the truth, and move on. By recognizing old programming for the nothingness that it really is and giving it no power, you stop feeding it. Often those causing the most stress and pain in your life are in your life because you chose in your pre-birth contract to resolve and bring closure to some negative unresolved issue that has been carried through lifetimes with the person or persons. If the other person or persons are not interested in resolution or harmony and wish to keep things as they are, that is fine. You can do the completion work yourself. Consciously state your intention that all energetic cords still binding you to this person be removed. You can visualize hands of light moving into your body and removing a cord if you choose. But it is not necessary. Consciously acknowledge that in spite of any and all appearances to the contrary, this person is a divine being. See them as light. Forgive them in the realization that whatever discord developed between you was the result of three-dimensional hypnotism having only the belief in it to sustain it. Consciously release the person and move on. This does not mean you then ignore some situations. You may find that you have to take some human footsteps. However, it does mean that you no longer give the person, persons, or situation power over you. Bad qualities: hatred, power over, selfishness, violence, disease, lack and limitation etc. reflect a state of consciousness imbued with false beliefs of duality, separation, and two powers. Good qualities: gentle, loving, openness, wisdom, oneness etc. reflect a state of consciousness that is open to and allowing the God qualities within to flow out, which is why impersonalization is a critical component of truth. Both negative and positive qualities are always impersonal because no person in and of themselves has or is capable of good. Good is in and of God alone. Good in every form is a God quality. No person is evil because evil has no reality, being the manifestation of beliefs of separation. If sin, disease, lack, or limitation were realities, they could never be changed, removed, or healed because they would be locked infinitely in place by divine law. We are not saying that in order to love others you must support and accept all their actions regardless of how outrageous. As an empowered spiritual being you are entitled to your preferences. Humans are only able to understand at the level of their state of consciousness, and so you often must speak or take actions from the level of the other person's understanding, but always remembering that they are spiritual beings. The intense clearings now taking place often result in pain and suffering, which is especially true for those only able to understand the world from how it has always been. Painful experiences are often meant to be wake-up calls, a way to force someone spiritually ready out of their comfort zone. Remember, every soul chooses the experiences they feel they need while on Earth in order to evolve. Living the mystical life means living from a consciousness of oneness. It is being in the world but not of it, not ignoring, denying, or fighting appearances, but rather understanding that these things are manifestations of a collective belief in duality, separation, and many powers. You are ready to live the mystical life. The ascension process is only beginning. There is much to come. Earth's energy over time will continue to rise higher and increasingly closer to reality, so sit back and allow the ascension movie to play. You are nowhere near the end yet. We are the Arcturian group.